to another video. So today we are going to go over my top exercises for sciatic nerve pain. Now sciatic pain can be so painful, and nerve pain itself can often be relentless, where it just continues and continues and continues, and you know, nobody wants that. It's really not nice. So the first thing you need to know about sciatic pain or any nerve pain is that there is a reason for that pain. So you might have a little bit of a twist through your pelvis, your sacrum might be out of alignment, it could be something disc related. So your first thing really is to get yourself to an osteopath or a chiropractor or a physiotherapist, whoever you tend to go and see. So just go and see them, even your GP, and just make sure that you've got it checked out and then it's nothing too sinister. Red flags with that is that if you lose bladder and bowel control, then you need to get yourself straight to hospital. Okay, so just be a little bit aware of that, and be a little bit aware of your body. Okay, so my top exercises for sciatic nerve pain. Number one, get some ice on it. So we need to reduce that inflammation down. So if you're in pain, ice your back, ice that pain, and yeah, one, it helps with the pain relief, and two, it will help to reduce any inflammation. Try to avoid putting heat on it if you can. Heat will encourage more blood flow to it, which will actually increase the inflammation in the area. So if you can, ice it. In these colder months, it's not very fun to ice it, so my top tip is to hug a hot water bottle whilst you're icing your back, so that then you've got that sense of warmth coming from somewhere at least. So that is my tip number one, is to get some ice on it. So we're now going to go through into our workout, guys. Oh, don't forget to check me out on Instagram. My Instagram handle is ailesha.trulypilates. Maybe forgot that then. So we'll pop the bits and bobs on screen now. So do check me out over there. I do pop workout videos and Pilates videos up 2 to 3 times a week. So do come over and have a little look at what we're getting up to there. All right, guys. So we're going to get going into the video. Is our balls under bum exercise. Now, if you followed any of my videos before, you do know that we do this in most of the videos as a little bit of a warm-up, because it does just help to bring the pelvis and the spine into a little bit more of a neutral position, which if we are suffering with that sciatic pain, we do want to make sure that we are doing. I have got a full video to this, so I'll leave that link down below in the description box, so you can follow along with that if you just want a little bit more of an in-depth video. And I'll also link to somewhere where you can buy some spiky balls as well. The other option is to use tennis balls, so you can do that instead if you don't have spiky balls and you don't want to get them. But they are a little bit of a lifesaver, these are. They're a great little bit of a first aid kit. Alright, so we're going to lift the hips up, pop the balls underneath, so ball underneath each bum cheek, making sure they're fairly wide apart. And then we're going to bring the knees up towards you and holding on then a hand to each knee. So we're going to breathe in as we bend the elbows, hugging the knees in towards you. Breathing out, soften from your heart, your ribs, pulling those tummy muscles in as we send the knees away. Pulling the knees in as we breathe in. And then breathing out, sending the knees forwards. Breathing in to hug. Exhaling, sending the knees away. We've got one more to go, guys. Pulling in, breathing in. Breath out, sending the knees forwards. Coming into our circles from there. So pulling the knees in, opening the knees, circling them around and together. Breathing in to hug. Breathing out to open, circling around and together, just making sure that you're letting the feet open with the knees. And then we're going to go for one more here. Breathing in to hug, breath out to open, circling around. We're going to change direction. So parting the knees, draw them wide and into the chest. Breathing out, we're pressing the knees forwards. Inhale to open the knees, draw them wide and in. Breath out, pressing the knees away. 2 more to go. Breathing in. Exhaling, pressing the knees forwards. And one more. Inhale. And then pressing the knees away. Coming into your shearing, guys. So one knee forwards, the other knee back. Just passing through the knees. One elbow bends as the other elbow straightens. Just keeping your shoulders nicely down in contact with your mat. And then from there we'll come into your challenge one. So we're shearing one forwards and back, and then opening the knees to circle them around. So we're shearing, we're opening and circling through. So just that combination of your shearing and your circles can be a little bit pat head rub tummy. All right, around the other way. So the opposite knee shears towards you. We're then opening and circling the opposite way. And again, shearing and then circling through. I'm sorry if the lighting keeps going in and out, guys. The sun keeps going in and out, so it's a little bit hit and miss, but we'll keep going. And then last one here. All right, from there, popping the feet back down, lifting the hips up, take the balls out, and then rolling the spine back down. We can just pop those spiky balls or your tennis balls to one side. Feet are now hip distance apart, so we're going to come into a little bit of a hip release, so a bit of a hip mobility one. Now, I want you to think about throughout this one that we've got a little marble in the middle of your hips. And we want to keep the marble right in the middle, so we don't want to allow the hips to sway from side to side. Now we're going to start with a couple of knee drops. So we're going to breathe in, pull those abdominals in, soften the ribs. You can place your hands on your hips here if you want to, and we're going to allow one knee to open out to the side. Inhale as we pull the knee up. Breath out as we open the other knee out. And you're going to think about your standing foot, so pushing down through that standing foot to keep you stable. Breathing in. Exhaling, pelvis again, staying level as we open the knee out. Breathing in to return, breath out as we open. Inhale, return up, one more each way, opening out, breathing out. Inhale, and then last one, opening out to the side, and then lifting up. We're going to take it into our full hip release now. So again, hip bones staying nice and level, allow the knee to drop open. Now keep it open and turned out. You're going to slide the leg out along the mat. From there, you're going to turn the leg to parallel, drag the heel in as we come back in. Breathing out, allow the opposite knee to open. Slide the leg out, keeping it turned out. Inhale, come back to parallel, push the heel into the mat, sock might come off as you slide in. Exhale, the right knee opens, lengthen the leg out, pull those abdominals in, keep that connection. Coming back to parallel, push the heel down as we slide in, and then over to the left. The knee opens, keep those hip bones level, sliding the leg out. Coming back to parallel, push the heel into the mat to slide in. One more each. So the right knee opens, check that left hip doesn't lift. Slide the leg out. Back to parallel, push the heel down as we slide back in. One more, exhale, the knee opens. And sliding out. Inhale, parallel, push the heel down as we slide back in. All right, guys, we're going to come into now a little bit of a hip stretch. So we're going to have a roll onto our side, and then you're going to push yourself up to seated. So we're always going to think about a log roll when we've got that lower back pain and that sciatic pain. So you want to, especially when you're thinking about getting in and out of bed in the morning, roll onto your side and push yourself up. So you're staying planked. The worst thing that you could do is to get up like this, because you're then going to just strain into your back and strain into that sciatic pain. So make sure that every time you roll over, push the hand down and then sit yourself up from there. All right, so we're going to come into a little bit of a hip stretch from there, guys. So we're going to come up to kneeling, bringing one foot forwards. Think about tucking that tailbone underneath you. So you're in a slight scoopy forwards bum, as I like to call it, and a slight lean forwards. And we're after that stretch coming into the front of that hip. So we're just going to hold it here, breathing in through the nose. And then breath out. Keep that tailbone tucked. If you let the tailbone hinge back, then you'll end up again compressing into that spine, and that is where our sciatic nerve comes from. So we want to make sure that we keep that tuck and that spine lengthened so the nerve has got enough gap to be able to get out and go to where it needs to go. The sciatic nerve is also really quite big. It's the biggest nerve. It's nearly kind of that sort of size. So it's no wonder really that it gets caught and that it causes us discomfort. All right, have a relax, and we're going to change over. So bringing the opposite knee in front. Again, tucking the toes under, you can tuck the toes underneath you to give you a little bit more stability. We're going to tuck the tailbone underneath you, so into that scoopy forwards bump, and feeling that stretch coming into the front of that hip. Breathing in, and just holding that stretch as we breathe out. Keeping that tuck, keeping that height and that length through the spine. So again, we're not letting ourselves go into that lower back arch. Just a few more seconds here. And then we can release off. Okay, we're going to have a lie back onto our backs now. So again, we're going to come onto our side and then have a roll onto our backs there. We're going to come into a couple of stretches. We're going to do glute stretches on each side, and we're also going to do a little hamstring stretch on both legs as well. So we'll start with the glutes. So you're going to cross your right ankle on top of your left knee. Let the knee open out to the side. Now you might here go, oh, that's enough of a stretch, and you might be getting a stretch into your right bottom here. If that is the case, then just stick with that one. If not, you're going to thread the hand through and hug the left knee and pull it into your chest, which will just deepen that stretch into your right glute. So we're just holding it here, breathing in, and then deep breath out. Should be quite an intense stretch. Breathing in, and then breath out, and then another couple here, breathing in, and out, and then last one, breathing in, and then out. Alright, we can relax down and have a change over. So crossing the left ankle on top of your right knee. Again, you can just hold it here if you can feel that stretch, and that is enough. If not, you're going to pull that right knee in towards you. And we're now after that stretch coming into your left bottom. So just holding it here, allow those shoulders just to relax, head nice and heavy into the mat. Breathing in, and then breath out. And again, breathing in, and out, inhaling, and just seeing if we can deepen the stretch with each breath out. 2 more, inhale, and out, and then 1 more, and then releasing back down from there. All right. We want a band for our next one, so I'm just going to grab my band. If you don't have a band, then grab a dressing gown cord. So we want that for the next one, just to get a little bit of a nice hamstring stretch. If you don't have a dressing gown cord either, you can use a belt. So there's always something that we can use. So rolling onto our side and then back onto our backs, and then we want to grab our band or cord or belt, whatever we've got. Popping your right foot then into the band. So we're just going to hold it here, breathing in and then breath out. We should be getting a stretch all the way down through the back of the leg there. Breathing in and then out. Now we're going to come into something that we call nerve flossing for the next one. So we're actively making the nerve move up and down through, so almost clearing a little bit of space. So if you think about teeth flossing, it's a similar concept. We're clearing a little bit of space for the nerve to be able to get to where it needs to go. So we're going to flex the foot, push the heel to the ceiling. You should get a nice deep stretch into your calf, and we're going to bring the eye line right up to the ceiling. Now from here, we're going to nod the head and point the toes. So the head actually lifts off if we can, chin to chest. Flex the foot, bring the eye line to the ceiling. Chin to chest, nod the head as we point the toes. Flexing the foot, bringing the eye line up. Nodding the head and pointing the toes. And again, flex, eye line to the ceiling. Nod the head and pointing the toes, and 1 more, flex, eye line to the ceiling, and then nod the head, pointing the toes and bending the knee in. Alright, let's have a changeover of legs. So popping that left foot now into the band. So just holding that stretch initially, so getting that nice deep stretch all the way down at the back of that leg. Breathing in. And then out. Alright, so we're going to flex, push the heel to the ceiling, and then bringing the eye line to the ceiling here as well. Nod the head, point the toes. Flex the foot, bringing the eye line up to the ceiling. Nodding the head and pointing the toes. Flexing, bringing the eye line up. Nod the head and point the toes. And again, flexing, eye line up to the ceiling. Nod the head, point the toes. We've got two more. Flexing, eye line it to the ceiling. Nod the head and point the toes. And one more, flex, eye line it to the ceiling. And then nod the head and point the toes. And then we can just relax back down from there. Okay guys, all right. We're gonna come up onto all fours now. So we're gonna have a roll onto our side, coming around to seated and then onto all fours. So we're gonna do some swimming on all fours. So knees underneath the hips, the hands are directly underneath your shoulders. Now we just want to set up our neutral pelvis, so we can let ourselves arch, or we can let ourselves curl, and then we want to settle halfway. Shoulders engaging down. So we're going to breathe in here. Now, as we breathe out, we're going to slide the left leg along the mat and the right hand. Now you can either just stick here, or we can hover off just a smidge. Inhale to slide in. Left leg slides along the right hand and then hover off. Breathing in to slide in. Left leg, right hand and then hover. Sliding in. And then left hand, right leg, lift. And then sliding in. So keep alternating. So you're going to reach opposite arm to leg away and try and find that length. Try and find that real reach through the arm and through the leg. We want to maintain as neutral a position as we can. So we're trying to avoid your lower back dipping and arching. We're maintaining that neutral. And we're also trying to avoid too much sway from side to side with the pelvis. So we want to keep the pelvis as steady and as neutral as we can. So those abdominals are working nice and hard to stabilize through your back. All right, last couple here, guys. Okay, once you're even and balanced, we're then going to finish again into that quadruped position on all fours. Knees again underneath the hips, hands under the shoulders. You might just want to do a quick reset of that pelvis so we can arch, curl, settle halfway. Tuck the toes underneath you. Now we're going to breathe in to prepare. Press the toes into the mat as we breathe out to hover the knees just a couple of inches off. Tummy muscles working nice and hard. Inhale to lower. Breathing out to hover, maintaining that neutral. So again, checking that you're not arching the back. Breathing in to lower. You want to imagine that you're being lifted by the tailbone as you lift. Inhale to lower down. So what we don't want is your back to almost do the lift. Can you see the difference there? So we don't want the back to do the lift. We want to lift from the tailbone. Tummy muscles staying really engaged. Breathing in to lower. We've got 3 more to go here, guys. Breathing out as we hover. Inhaling. And then 2. Breathing in. And then last one, hovering off. And releasing down. So from there, just let the toes relax. Have a sit back. Have a shell stretch and a release off there. And just take a moment just to allow that back to really relax and release there. The arms are reaching out away from you. Just take a few deep breaths in, breathing in and out. And again, breathing in and out. You want to feel that your breath is coming into the back of your ribs. And last one, deep breath in. And then as you breathe out, we can roll up through the spine, back to seated. Alright guys, well I hope that you enjoyed that video. So those are my top exercises for if you are suffering with sciatica or sciatic nerve pain. If you have any requests, then do please pop them in the comment box and I will do my best to accommodate them and to get some more workouts out for you. If you did enjoy the video guys, please do give it a thumbs up and please do subscribe to the channel, it really does help. Alright guys, I will see you all in the next video. Take care, bye!